Himari Fawuyi here. We are out in the Vila Madalena area of São Paulo, Brazil. I'm out with my boy today, my son. He's wanted to do a little balling, so we came on out here early before Mama has to get to work for the day. But yeah, I wanted to just chit chat with you guys like I've been doing every AM. Seems like more of you come on in the AM, and just talk a little bit about what's around here, what we're up to. And so let's see if anyone comes on. I'm gonna wait a minute. But yeah, this is kind of in this area. There's a whole lot of muraling everywhere, so everything you do is like surrounded by murals, stuff like that. So thank God there's a little broke down basketball court here because my son be needing to shoot and ball a little bit. I'm gonna wait to see if anyone comes on. But yeah, we're just here. We are here. I think I've already made that evident that we are still in Brazil. We will be here ongoing. I don't know for how long. Um, and that's just kind of how we do things. Where I'm from, we slow travelers. Sometimes we don't even really travel that much. We'll just come and post up somewhere and just absorb. So it just depends on the vibe. But we are here in São Paulo. A lot of people ask me, how I chose or why I choose São Paulo in Brazil. And I have lived in different parts of Brazil, so I know kind of the different flavors of different regions, a few different regions, and just, what the benefits are of certain places over others. So let's see if anyone comes on, because if nobody will come on here, I might wrap this up. Yeah, boy. Epa. So yesterday I had an interesting session. A brethren came on that I know, and we talked a little bit about, the indigenous background of people to the Americas, and how brown people are actually indigenous to the Americas, not just people who came over enslaved. So we had got into that conversation yesterday morning, which I thought was really interesting. Amani Bay had come on. But yeah, right now we're out at the basketball court, staying on topic. Just, enjoying being in Sao Paulo. It's an early AM. It's 9 in the morning here. We are 1 hour ahead of Eastern time here in Brazil, or in this part of Brazil, because actually Brazil, I think, has a couple of different exchanges. Not exchanges, but time zones. But yeah, and we're just here giving things. I was starting to talk about, why São Paulo, why the big city over all the other little small towns and the little cultural hub towns and different energies here. And for me, it's just a matter of just convenience and the ability to come in and not be like pinned as like some target or mark. And a lot of these smaller cities in Brazil and these places where you stand out more as a foreign person, you can kind of be targeted. I'm not gonna say I was ever like heavily targeted for scams, but there was some like high level stuff happening, especially when we were up north in Bahia. That I could tell people had been kind of like plotting on us, and plotting on me for money that they thought I had. Um, and I took some hits and everything too. So just saying out here, you just kind of can blend more. I mean, people see you speak English, they see you're American, but it's such a big city that you just do your thing, you blend, you move around, you do your activities. Nobody really cares, and people are super friendly here and cool, here in São Paulo, and it's very multiracial. I mean, it'll look on the surface just very white. But then you realize this is a very brown place, Brazil in general, and as you go and start to look around more, especially when you come out of the city center, it's like so brown. So, it's a wonderful choice for people who just want some ease. To me, it's a nice city. It's an easy city. Transportation is great. It's affordable, especially if you have money coming from overseas. like if you're working or doing anything like that. It's just a vibe. It's also, you can get into some fun activities and stuff. You kind of got to go seek them out. But overall, I think it's a great choice for people. Thanks for the like. Can y'all put a like on the video? Anyone who sees this, please. That would be so helpful because then I could kind of like ramp up some energy for the algorithm and get something going. But yeah, so that's why São Paulo. And I think about how, there's so many different options. That could be staying on the idyllic beaches with the palm trees and the vibes and people playing capoeira around me and everything. And I've done that. I've done that a lot in Brazil. So I like this urban experience here a lot. It just gives me and my children everything we need. It's fun. It's exciting when we want it to be. It's chill when we want it to be. It's just, Sao Paulo is that type of city. So, yeah. So here we are. Not a lot of options for basketball out here. Like, we had to go through quite a bit just to find a basketball with all the hundreds of sports stores they have out here, because it's a very athletic country. People like to do athleticism, especially, as you guys know, football or soccer. So if you go to your average athletic store, it is going to be like 30, 40 different types of soccer balls. You'll be like, okay, is there a basketball? No, you got to go all the way across town to get a basketball. So we finally tracked down a nice basketball. But then it was like, okay, but where are we going to use it at? Because really, everything is football here. It's soccer, 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 and they like tennis out here. So we finally tracked it down. This one my son likes. He used to be a tennis player, but then he got into the love for b-ball. So that's what he loves now. So I try to facilitate it. And then he's a martial artist. So those are the two things that he enjoys. I'm going to start getting him back going to his old Taekwondo school here pretty soon, at least for the time that we're here, just so he can get a taste of some different types of teachings. I think he gets a little intimidated sometimes because, he speaks a little Portuguese, but it's not like fluent at all. So it's hard for him sometimes to keep up with all the, because someone like martial arts is very detailed. There's very detailed words and stuff like that. So he has a hard time in class, a little understanding, and I think feels a little put off. And he is a blue belt, so he's been training on St. Croix on and off for many years with Positive Nelson. So he, has his little blue belt. He's doing his thing, so he wants to, we like to try to keep him in his activities as much as we can. So, but he's feeling a little intimidated about going back to this martial arts school that I didn't know he had such an issue with. So we're gonna try to go back over there and see. I want him to have fun. It would also be nice to get him into like a basketball league so he could play with other kids, But again, language can be very challenging, especially when you have children and you're trying to travel, because if they don't have the language down, it's not really that problematic for my daughter. She's older and she'll just do her own thing. But for him, he is very social. He, wants to be able to integrate and interact with other children. So it's important that I find ways for him to be able to do that and not always just feeling like an outsider. So some of these things are the things you think about when you're out in the world with kids. It's much easier to travel with small children, which I did a lot of that. But when they get bigger, and each one of them will have their own needs if you have multiple children, and it's like, this stuff is no joke. So yeah, here we are, Beku do Nego. Okay, Beku do Nego, which is also, Beku is like an alley. And then Negu, I know Negu, black, it's something, because I know nega, they call black women, they call people nega, like as a term of endearment, nega, but I don't know what Negu is. But yeah, so this is it. This is just a chill morning in São Paulo. This is what we do. Our days are just, I work almost every day, do different things. I try to take my youth out to do what they need to do, go move around, eat out a little bit. There's a lot to do, but because I work so much during the week, it won't be until tomorrow that we'll get to go into the city, and like we'll go to this area called Liberdade that my kids really like, where they can eat. Excuse me, oh my God. They can do a lot of Asian food shopping. There's like an area that's like a Japantown, but it also has like other influences too, Asian influences, and they call it Liberdade. And they love going over there. It's just fun because they always have like a big street fair on Saturday morning, and then they have all the Asian food you could want to eat, especially Japanese style. There's mochi, there's, all those things. So, a lot of these youth and children, as maybe some of you know, are kind of like intrigued by Japanese culture and anime and things like that. Mine aren't really into the anime thing anymore, but a little bit, they still, my son especially, he still likes it a little bit. So, and then I have to see the cosplay, because there's a lot of cosplay down there, which is cool. And so we're going to go over there tomorrow and get some, probably eat Taiwanese food or something and chill, buy a few things that we like to munch on. And that's it. Trying to debate, I have like an opportunity. So one of the things when you're moving around international is like a lot of times you're going to do Airbnb before you'll do Airbnb before you actually find a place. So we really hadn't had time, unfortunately, to really look for a place, because we could be in a spot for a lot cheaper. But then you gotta obviously, for out here, the places be bare bones. So you have to get everything for the spot. So it's like you're investing. So mostly you're gonna probably stay in an Airbnb for a while. So we have an Airbnb, but it's not really big enough for us, and it doesn't have everything. Like, we need like it doesn't have everything. It's like literally like a very much an efficient thing that we were only supposed to be in for a week, and we haven't been here much more than a week. But now they're offering me a good deal for it, and I love the neighborhood, and I love the building. The building has a gym, it has, washer and dryer, it has a co-working space. It's super convenient to everything I need. So it is tempting to stay just because, we have been going through it when we were in Florida. We were unstable, staying in different places, because we had left our house that we were living in on St. Croix and just couldn't pull it together in Florida. Florida just wasn't working out. So we're just needing to ground and be still, for a while. So these are some of the challenges of traveling, especially when you're in between and you don't have a stable place, you're not on a lease, or you don't own where you're at. You go through like moments of like shifting around, and it isn't really that fun. It doesn't feel good, but you just have to be pretty fluid, to be honest, and just practice and just keep a fluidity within you that, eventually you'll settle in longer term somewhere and feel more comfortable. And some people are just naturally nomadic. I'm kind of like not, like I do travel, but I'm not really that nomadic, which is one of the reasons why we don't go places and dart in and out and try to go see everything in a place. We don't travel like that. We're very like slow. We stay in one place, but we do like to go somewhere else regularly, every year or two. So that's kind of a difference. I guess you would say we do more staycations or whatever, even though our staycations get pretty long. They can be over a year sometimes in one place, based in one place. So, but yeah. So this is how we do it. This is a cute little area. This is Villa Magdalena. You guys ask me any questions if you have any. Again, as you can see, very colorful. They like a lot of murals and street art. They got the indigenous person there on that wall with the birds. And you'll see a lot of this kind of indigenous art and indigenous themed and black kind of Afro art all over. All over, especially this area, because this is like the artisan alley area. This is where all the art is, but there's a ton all over the city. And a lot of times it will have the themes of like some indigenous family or woman, a lot of representation for women and black women. And so it's actually very nice. It's a nice reflection. That's something that I really like about this city too. So, but yeah, so I just wanted to come on here. Let me know if you guys have any questions or anything. I like to just come on every morning and vibe with you a bit, then I'm gonna go and shoot a little bit with my son and get ready to do the next thing. Hola, bon dia. Yeah, so the man's here. So you said bon dia? You gotta speak. You gotta speak. Yeah, so here you need to speak to people. My son has been a little tight-lipped because I guess because it's early. I'm like, you better open that mouth. It's just like in the Virgin Islands, you don't see, usually I'm not gonna walk up to somebody and not greet them. Good morning, good afternoon, you know, especially, or even when you enter a business space, you greet, so it's just a very different way that people live in other countries and other places, right? But yeah, y'all help us sister out. Put a like on the video, subscribe. This is all I got. I don't know when I'm gonna be editing videos. I have a lot of footage and things, but will it get edited and put together is question mark. But either way, link me up. If you have any questions about São Paulo, or if you're trying to plan a journey to Brazil in general, I can help. I've been offering consultations, travel consultations for years now, years, helping people plan for their families and stuff like that so they can get out there and do it in a way that makes sense and is sane and, just get someone who's done it a lot as a support system, right? So yeah, if you got any questions at all, feel free to hit me. Also, imaraifaouyi@gmail.com. I'm going to get I have everything set up on Calendly so that people can book me for consultations. So I'll get my Calendly back up. You have to pay monthly in order to be able to use a hot link, like a link there, so folks can go to, a payment portal. So I will get all of that back up and running. And yeah, hit me up. I can support. I've lived in Central America, South America, Mexico, Hawaii, Europe, Africa a few times, all over like different parts, not all over the Caribbean, but a few islands in the Caribbean. So I got some background, and then I've done a lot of research and have a lot of understanding of a lot of different places too. So even if I haven't been there, I can support too. But yeah. Here we are, another gray morning. Usually it'll start picking up, we'll get some sun, but not necessarily. So I'm just enjoying my overcast life right now because after living in the Caribbean at 90 degrees plus humidity, not the worst humidity, it's nothing like Florida, but just living like that though for a while, you'd be wanting a break for sure. You definitely be wanting a break. Yes. Put a like on the video. Put a like on the video. I know it's just a little live stream, but please, because I'm tired. Yeah, so they got some nice little, I don't know, definitely some dope artists. I'm like, I couldn't even imagine being able to do that with a spray can. Yeah, man. So, well, thank you for passing through, guys. I'm going to do some more stuff as we get at Liberdade, the Japan town that we like to go to. We'll do that tomorrow. And yeah, we're going to do some fun stuff. I'll let you guys check out different parts of the city. A cidade. Okay, my dears. Ciao, ciao. Have a blessed one.